a knowledge gain or maybe oversimplification, they say you get vitamin D from the sun. Get this right. All that the sun does is to provide that UV light that converts the inactive form of vitamin D3 in my body to the active form. Period. So, that is it. Take care of micronutrients, take care of your lifestyle, take care of your sleep, and do a regular medical checkup.
Now, we run a healthcare facility. Can you share us some common chronic diseases with patients?
Well, before I answer that question, honestly, these days, life is no longer good, in the sense that the greatest challenge is people have come under tremendous amount of stress, especially what we call chronic stress. But we come to know that stress is associated with almost close to 80% of all diseases. So, let me go back straight to your question. So, the cases of diabetes, especially type 2 diabetes, which is actually on the rise, and this is as a result of our lifestyle. Sleep alone is known as the #1 cause of the adult onset diabetes. That's why you see people who are diabetic and they are not managing it well, and they don't sleep well, even if they are taking all these anti-hypoglycemics, oral hypoglycemic like metformin, all of them, they find it very difficult to control their blood sugar level. Let me chip in here too. Things like fasting, they are really very good in helping and regulating your blood sugar level or our blood sugar level.
Any advice on how to keep stress, because you've mentioned stress over and over again?
By the body. Short stroke head. You're sitting in this room, if the lion walks you in here, you are all stressed. Yes. And I can see you fall back through the window and I will fall back by the door. So we have reacted positively to the stress of the lion, subjected to what we call chronic stress, crying system, and it leads to diabetes, it leads to hypertension, and then all of them. So, how do you know that you are stressed? Physical stress is when you start having sleeplessness, you become restless, you palpitations in the heart. Then some stress can also lead you having, you start feeling isolated, you develop depression, you want to be on your own. Please, if you start noticing these signs, please see doctor for this, what we call the psychological stress. This can be in the work environment, and there are some societal situations like bereavement or people going through divorce can all accumulate into what we call psychological stress. Then how do you manage this stress? In general, things like exercise, good relationship, good sleep, then emotional cleanliness, which I say that forgiveness, letting go, and if it is in the workplace that is inducing case, learn how to manage to make sure that they don't come under too much stress.
Dr. John Abuja, thank you so much for coming on the program. We have to end it here because if we keep on going, we will be here till tomorrow. There's a lot to discuss. Thank you so much for sharing your talk with us and educating us on the program Frontiers. We have been taking a look at ways of promoting healthy living with our guest, Dr. John Abuja, a neurotoxicologist and integrative medicine expert. Thanks for your time. I am Frama Pani.
I am Nolene Evan Ame, and let's begin by informing you that President Bola Tinubu arrives at Addis Ababa, Ethiopia for the 38th ordinary session of the Assembly of the African Union AU Heads of State and Government. The President was received at the airport by Bayo Onanuga says this year's AU Summit under the theme Justice for Africans and People of African Descent through Reparations focuses on reparatory justice and racial healing. President Tinubu will the Peace and Security Council, where discussions will focus on current security challenges on the continent, including the escalation of conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo. He will also participate in meetings on health financing, establishing an Africa Credit Rating Agency, and climate. Vice President Kashim Shettima says the Northeast Development Commission has placed itself on the positive side of history for going beyond infrastructural development to investing in education and green technology through the Accelerated Senior Secondary School Education Program ASEP. He said this during a meeting with the management team of the NEDC, who came to brief him on the level of work on the ASEP project at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. State House correspondent Adroma Jibrila reports.
Accelerated Senior Secondary Education Program, an initiative that began from 100 teachers to 6, is redefining the educational system in the region, courtesy of the Northeast Development Commission. This meeting is to update the Vice President on the status of the Accelerated Senior Secondary Education Program, describing it as the actual game changer in the age and time, saying they are going because of the enhanced engagement and motivation.
I think of all the areas of intervention by the NEDC, greater than this asset in this. It's a soft investment. It's really a game changer because in other parts of the world they are embracing digital educational tools because of the numerous benefits it offers. From improved, because VR concept enables students to engage in remote learning.
He implored the Northeast Development Commission, Ministry of Regional Development and other relevant stakeholders to collaborate and ensure efficiency.
We are looking at so many angles through which we can solve issues, especially in the Northeast. The issues arising out of the insurgency, inclusion of the numbers of teachers, infrastructure, and issues like that.
We do not import technology. We actually produce homegrown. So it's relatable, it's authentic. It also provides, it was done in Nigeria, by Nigerians, different opportunity in the region and across the country as well.
The Northeast Development Commission has commenced the process of reviving teacher training education in the region, and a unit within the commission to handle training and capacity building across the educational ecosystem, establishing 18 ICT training centers, laboratories and other facilities across the Northeast. From the State House, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
From the State House, we take you to the National Assembly, where the House of Representatives is set to investigate allegations of fraudulent practices in the payment of contractors by the Federal Ministry of Finance and the Office of sponsored by Majority Leader Julius Ehundere and two other lawmakers who demanded a transparent digital payment system to eliminate human interference in contract payments. National Assembly correspondent Mitaro Ikon reports.
The Majority Leader anchored his request into offering kickbacks as condition for processing their invoices in the Federal Ministry of Finance.
If these allegations are not thoroughly investigated and addressed, contractors will lose confidence in the government engagements, leading to slowed economic development and failed infrastructure projects nationwide.
The mission sought payment of contractors engaged by the Niger Delta Development Commission.
The House Committee on NDDC to investigate the matter with a view of identifying the contractors, recommend payment plan.
In other motions, lawmakers condemned armed attacks on defenseless traders in Delta Market in Fika local government area of Yobe State.
Varying degree of life-threatening injuries.
A bill seeking to establish district and magistrate courts for the Federal Capital Territory with jurisdiction over civil and criminal cases scaled second reading.
For the appointment of district court judges and magistrates and of other court officers,
and also has adjourned plenary till Tuesday, 18th of February 2025 from the National Assembly. Mitaye Ikben, NTA News.
In other news, in an effort to strengthen the anti-corruption crusade in Nigeria, cadets into the commission. After 6 months of training, the chairman of the commission, Ola Olukoyede, urged the graduating cadets to be diligent in carrying out their duties to ensure that Nigeria is free from illicit financial flows and other related crimes through prevention.
Trust is placed on you as cadets of the commission. The family, the AFCC, and the entire citizens of Nigeria look up to you to uphold the highest standard of ethics and integrity. You must give no room for compromise. You must not give room.
A is in furtherance of the commitment of the administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to strengthen the commission and improve the quality of its manpower for effective service delivery.
It's not just by carrying arm or no, but there are other things that has to do with you.
Elsewhere, in a bid for greater political representation, women have been urged to unite and intensify lobbying towards the passage of the proposed gender bills and the allocation of 74 special seats in Parliament. This was during a stakeholders training organized in Parliament. Amina Saidu reports that the training emphasizes the need to address gender disparities in politics and underrepresentation.
The session with stakeholders discussing barriers hindering women's political inclusion, which include religious and cultural differences, financial constraint, and systemic discrimination. Speakers underscored the importance of advocacy, grassroots mobilization, and strategic partnerships to push for legal reforms that promote gender equity.
The country is running a proportional system. That's not the way it works. If you go in and you win, the candidate usually sets a minimum threshold, of course, so that you get 20% of seats. So what now happens is that it gives political parties an incentive to balance their party list.
We are going to develop a stakeholder engagement plan which we are going to share to all state chairpersons. We are going to establish ourselves, even in this as given, if there is no but and there is no if. As long as it's a woman, anybody to support her because you are a woman and we need them all together.
And no marking of these reforms. Amina Saidu, NTA News.
And still on Women Affairs, the National Council of Women Societies, NCWS, has commenced a nationwide training 50 widows and indigent women in Abuja, kick-started the event.
The training, according to NCWS President Princess Edna Azura, intends to equip the women with theoretical and practical knowledge in the production of oil perfume, germicide, antiseptics, among other things. Starter packs were also distributed to enable them start their own businesses, thus contribute to national development.
So this one is for the one for Abuja, and we are going to go round. This is the beginning. Let them learn it very well and then go to replicate it and then step it down to the neighborhood.
And I'm privileged and honored that I'm a part of this empowerment. The Minister of Women Affairs, Imam Suleiman Ibrahim, represented at the occasion by her Senior Special Assistant on Community Engagement, revealed that women economic empowerment is dear to the heart of President Bola Tinubu.
We are impacting hundreds of thousands of women entrepreneurs. These initiatives provide financial access, skills training, and business opportunities in short
I've seen that the most important thing to do is to give women the skills, the ability to act for themselves.
Similar training and empowerment is expected to follow suit in other states of the Federation. Ngozi Technical, NTA News.
And talking agriculture now, in a bid to enhance food security, Kaduna State has digitalized activities of the Ministry of Agriculture to leverage, support and expand the activities of the sector towards food sufficiency. Halima Mohammed reports that the Agriculture Intelligence Unit Situation Room at the State Ministry is initiated to guide policies and programs.
Agricultural mechanization and food security. The Kaduna State government is taking bold steps in actualization of this objective, and this commissioning of Agri-Intelligence Situation Room is a step forward toward assembling data within the modus operandi from the 23 local government areas of the state. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, Abubakar Abba Umar, described the project as a step forward in the state's agricultural mechanization with the capacity to identify farmers and specific value chains in the various local governments of the state for food sufficiency, thus across all value chain. This one will provide immediate opportunity for investors to come into Kaduna, stimulate growth, and by extension, revive the economy of the state. The country director, Agra, acknowledging the Kaduna State government says digitalization will also enhance monitoring of stakeholders for stores. So we have agriculture in Kaduna State, and according to information from the ICT experts when it was commissioned, the situation room has the capacity of identifying the value chains across the 23 local governments of the state, and it's a data-driven project that will show you whatever project or value chain the state has, and it is important for you to know that Kaduna State has about 5 value chain which it's leading in, among which is ginger, grape, as well as maize, evident out there, agriculture, and which again the ginger is one of the best in the country. Into Kaduna State also take part of the ginger we have here to
held in Rome as the Vice President of the Governing Council of the United Nations Agency. Mr. Babalu reports.
Leaders from 180 countries converged on Rome for the 48th Governing Council of the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD.
Chair, we have quorum.
Before the
nomination of His Excellency Mr. Abubakar Kyari, Minister for Agriculture and Food Security of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Governor for Nigeria, to take up the role of Vice Chair.
During an interactive session, Abubakar Kyari highlighted the measures being implemented by President Tinubu.
I would like to say the small, micro, and economic, producers of food.
World leaders attending the event, including the President of Sierra Leone, and nutrition security, as well as economic growth and stability.
We aim to completely overhaul our food systems to achieve food security.
Several speakers stressed the significance of investing in the first mile where food production begins.
Musa Baba Aliyu approved the engagement of 50 doctors and 100 nurses to cater to them for the medical needs of inmates in correctional centers across the country. In a statement, the Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo says he has also secured presidential approval for the National Youth Days for the service year in realization of the need to protect the rights of the weakest in the society. The statement also conveys approval of the extension of service beyond retirement age for existing medical establish a degree awarding institution where young Nigerians will be trained in paramilitary engagement. Hindino John Adams is in our Lagos Network Center to give us more report from that axis. Hello, Hindino.
Thank you, Maureen, and welcome to Lagos. The federal government is set to massively turn around the fortune of industrial sector of the country. Minister of State for Industry, Senator John Emma, disclosed this during his tour of some industries. Balaji Akin reports.
The determination of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to revolutionize the industrial sector for economic growth of the nation is obvious. In the recent tour of industries by the Minister of State for Industry, Senator John Emma, at the various industries visited, the minister emphasized population and available markets in the country. Senator John Emma said the private sector has a great role to play in the economic development of the nation.
So making sure industry has its own clear and unique direct mandate. And like I shared, as industry players, we need to see what we can do to show that the president's intention are good and well grounded. And what do we need to do? As Minister of State for Industry, I've already committed to being the champion for industry. The industry players, the manufacturers themselves, have to see how much they are willing to collaborate, to partner with the minister and with government.
The minister and organized private sector had discussions on how to move the nation's industrial sector forward through addressing challenges, among others.
This government will not be talking at them, it will be talking with them in terms of collaboration and partnership and making sure, because the future of this
in line with global best practices, thus ensuring the environment and anti-corruption are taken into cognizance for a symbiotic relationship between the investors and Nigeria. This mutual benefit, the Permanent Secretary Ambassador Abba Nora Remy, will help stop counter flights and create more opportunities for various stakeholders in the nation's economy, especially local industries.
The document focuses on free and sustainable development. It seeks to define clear rules for various national and sub-national agencies and outline measures to ensure proper coordination and implementation.
The implementers believe this sensitization workshop for the Southwest is an opportunity to deepen collaboration and outline the roles and expectations of each agency.
It's a very important policy document for the federal government and for investors, both DDIs, that domestic direct investors. So it's a complete document.
They have to do this around the country so that people will know there are different roles they need to play for the effective implementation of the Nigerian development policy. If the ministry has done its own part, people need to know so that they can do their own part.
Stakeholders agreed on a start.
These are the stories from Lagos. Nationwide continues with Marlene after the break.
I am Oluwemi Tinubu, the global and national stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis.
My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of the sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their socio-economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, one person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, one person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary healthcare center for proper diagnosis and treatment. Treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
This Saturday, Manchester City.
Now he's in a strange position. Haaland spots that. To seal the deal here for Manchester City.
Newcastle United.
Oh,
Manchester City versus Newcastle United.
Nigeria is perched on a treasure trove of solid minerals. Gold, coal, tantalum, tin. But none is more critical to our future or the world's future. Let's talk about illegal mining operations. What is our strategy?
This Saturday, Bayern Munich. FC Bayern Munich. Live on Sport TV. Sportsbet sponsors coverage of the English Premier League.
Welcome back from Lagos on Nationwide. In a bid to enhance governance and accelerate development, top officials from the Jigawa State government have gathered in Gombe State for a strategic retreat. The event, aimed at improving efficiency and service delivery, focuses on re-evaluating and strengthening the implementation of key development priorities under Governor Umar Namadi's administration. Governor Namadi emphasized that the retreat is a critical step towards achieving a more prosperous and sustainable future for Jigawa State. Muhammad Musa Skira reports.
Of a performance bond initiative between the governor and heads of NDAs to ensure the delivery of effective, efficient and result-driven governance in the state.
What the bottom line of our vision for Greater Jigawa is safeguarding the security
youth and welfare of the citizens on a sustainable basis.
Governor Ahmed Ali of Sokoto State has directed the total rehabilitation of NTA Sokoto Network Center's operational building, which was razed by fire in December 2023. This instruction was issued while receiving the station.
The NTA has been a strategic media partner to Sokoto State government, consistently delivering diverse range of news and programs, portraying its policies, programs and projects executed to uplift the living conditions of the people. This collaboration, the Zonal Director NTA Sokoto Network Center, Kenadi says, has significantly enhanced government's community engagement initiatives, fostering a more informed and connected citizenry. He noted that in times of patronage of the NTA, the governor is following the footsteps of his father and mentor, the former governor of Sokoto State, Senator Abuja, who built a befitting edifice for the center to enhance its operations.
We have lined up so many activities that we are doing to project the good image of the state government.
While acknowledging the endless community engagement drive and efforts in publicizing government activities, Governor Ahmed Ali urges the network center to continue to promote the good image of government and people of Sokoto State beyond the state and country's boundaries. Governor Ali approved the allocation of a health seat and operation vehicle as requested by the zonal director and pledges to sustain the existing cordial working relationship with the NTA.
Our administration will remain committed to partner with any media organization, be it electronic or print order, to have all the activities well covered, well documented and well
the reportage, insisting that the doors of his government are open for advice and constructive criticism. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nababa, NTA News.
The federal government has adopted Nigerian Road Safety Strategy 2011-2030 in line with the global efforts of saving lives and property of the citizens. The Co-Marshal Federal Road Safety Coach Muhammad stated this during a 2-day working visit to Sokoto State. Sadia Omar Digi reports.
A study by the World Health Organization indicates that road traffic accidents has moved from the 7th to the #1 cause of fatalities globally. Interacting with Governor Ahmed Ali, the Co-Marshal Sheikh Mohammed, however, maintains that the federal government is addressing the trend by the inauguration of National Road Safety Advisory Council led by Vice President Kashim Shettima.
As Co-Marshal Road Safety, I strategize, I define our operation to also contribute our quota to the development of our country and upliftment of our people.
Governor Ahmed Ali calls on federal safety corps to intensify sensitization on dangers of overspeeding and overloading, while assuring continuous commitment of his administration in promoting the corps' mandates. Governor Ahmed Ali appeals for more recruitment of Sokoto State indigents in the federal road safety corps.
I assure you, the Sokoto State is ready, committed to host your incoming conference in this state.
At the Sultan's Palace, the Co-Marshal expresses concern over the rising number of traffic crashes involving petrol tankers, which have claimed many lives. Sultan of Sokoto Muhammad Saad Abubakar stated that the state of Nigeria's railway system is forcing many citizens to rely on roads, leading to overloading and speeding, which ultimately puts the lives of many at risk. The Co-Marshal visit to Sokoto State is part of the Federal Safety Corps' broader effort of galvanizing government and stakeholders' support in promoting safety on Nigerian roads. In Sokoto, Sadia Medini, NTA News.
And that is it from here. It's back to Nalin and Abuja for the continuation of the news.
Thank you very much, Asma'u. Now, the 6 governors from the Southwest region have agreed to establish a food inflation joint monitoring team to check activities of middlemen, curb inflation, and ensure food adequacy in the region. This was part of a communique presented at the end of the Southwest Governors Forum meeting in Lagos. Joaquin Abakora reports.
After a 4-hour deliberation behind closed doors, the Southwest Governors Forum, comprising governors from Lagos, Oyo, Ogun, Ekiti, Osun, and Ondo states came up with measures to address key issues of regional concerns.
The forum resolved as follows. The forum commends His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the economic stability and improvement recorded across the nation, particularly in the sustained supply and distribution of petroleum products and the stabilization of the exchange rate. The forum urges citizens to continue supporting the President's effort at strengthening the economy and improve the overall well-being of all Nigerians.
The forum, while committing to taking necessary action to counter any form of threats in the region, agreed to deploy advanced technology to enhance security operations and strengthen intelligence gathering.
The forum agreed to appoint our special advisors on security in each state and to establish a joint surveillance monitoring team which we believe will oversee and coordinate security efforts across the region.
The Southwest governors also commended the federal government for the successful implementation of the student loan scheme and encouraged eligible students in the region to take full advantage of the initiative. In Lagos, Joy Ken Adapia, NTA News.
From Lagos, we take you to Osun State as Osun State gears up for its local government election on February 22, 2025. The Osun State Independent Electoral Commission says it will ensure a smooth, transparent and credible process. Femi Afarogu reports.
February 22 upcoming local government elections in Osun State are being focal point of political discourse, especially following a recent Court of Appeal judgment dismissing a case filed by the People's Democratic Party, PDP, challenging the validity of the October 15, 2022 local government elections in Osun State. Osun government has, however, clarified on the judgment.
Court of Appeal never at any point in time made any comment about any chairman being restored back to office. It was never part of the proceeding. All the Court of Appeal did was to strike out or give someone further PDP because as an time it was filed according to them because of that analysis. The Federal Court had already set aside the election as if PDP is not even having any action in force. So the APP's judgment is a judgment in the realm that binds everybody.
The electoral umpire for the election, OSEC, has been conducting workshops and trainings for each full elections.
Security arrangements are in top there in order to ensure that the exercise goes on smoothly, peacefully and without hitches.
18 political parties will participate in the February 22, 2025 local government elections in Osun State. In Osogbo, Femi Afarogun, NTA News.
Still with Femi Afarogun in Osun State, he joins us live to speak further on the local government election coming forth. Hello Femi, can you speak to us on that?
The first local government election in Osun State took place in the year 1999, following Nigeria's return to democracy. Since then, successive governments have conducted elections at varying intervals, which is often marred by legal battles and political tensions. It is just 9 days to the 2025 local government elections in Osun State. First one to be conducted by Ademola Adeleke's administration in the state. And to talk on how the order is clear for us, and the state's Independent Electoral Commission is on the verge of delivering for the first time a credible, acceptable local government election on the basis of a foundation that you have laid that has not suffered any legal defects. What is your message to political parties and members of the public ahead of this election? Thank you very much. Our message is clear. We have a campaign which we tag Campaign Against Election 2CD.
which is campaign against election violence, against cultism, against cybercrime, and against drug abuse. These are the incidences of violence during election, and this are what we have been campaigning against. And I believe the political parties are keeping up to the rules. We have had it so good so far.
These ministers on the trip, including those of Foreign Affairs, Finance, Information and National Orientation, Defense, Industry, Trade and Investment, Aviation and Environment, as well as other senior government officials. During the summit, the heads of state and government will officially launch the AU theme of the year for 2025, which is Justice for Africans and People of African Descent through Reparations. This theme was decided on by the heads of state and government at the 37th ordinary session of the Assembly of the Union held in February 2023 in Addis Ababa, in the continuing pursuit of justice and equity. We shall now go to Enugu, and Comfort Ayin is standing by with more stories from that end. Hello, Comfort.
Welcome to Enugu Network Center. The Anambra State Fiscal Planning Board has met with NTA Onitsha to reconcile issues surrounding the demolition of parts of NTA property in Onitsha. Franklin Onikachi reports.
A frosty relationship had developed between NTA Onitsha and the Anambra State Fiscal Planning Board following the demolition of shops erected by the NTA to ward off encroachment into its property. On 6 February 2025, officers of the Anambra State Fiscal Planning Board in the company of uniformed security agents who claimed to be enforcing demolition of shanties destroyed some lock-up shops erected by the station. This gave rise to a feeling of bad blood between the two organizations, with videos of the demolition having gone viral. In a reconciliatory meeting, the managing director of the Anambra State Fiscal Planning Board paid a visit to the general manager of NTA Onitsha, who recounted what happened before and during the demolition exercise.
Anambra Association is dragging that man. The bone of contention is not all these points. The bone of the main contention is that man you're seeing, that small plot of land.
We are given a C of O20, and that C of O has a territory. The perimeter survey is there. Anything given to NTA will not be touched by government. We will never do that.
Of the issues to ensure a healthy relationship between the two bodies. In Onitsha, Franklin Onikachi, NTA News.
The new General Officer commanding 82 Division of the Nigerian Army, Major General Oluyemi Thomas Olatore, has promised to bring all his acquired knowledge and experience in the fight against criminality within his area of jurisdiction. The new GOC
82 Division is also to seek other areas of collaboration with the state government to address insecurity in the state and its environs.
My responsibility is to obtain a peaceful environment for socio-economic activities.
Placing security as one of its priority in achieving its lofty vision of making the state the premium place for investment, living, and tourism. The Enugu State government has implemented policies, innovations, security interventions, and sustained robust relationship with the Army and other security agencies. Dr. Umba promised that his administration will continue to partner and support the Army by providing necessary logistics to improve their job.
With the ability to deploy technology, and of course we are also not using the technology to operate in isolation. We still need boots on the ground to work effectively, for our technology to work effectively.
Both parties
authorities urged the people of Enugu State to go about their lawful duties without fear.
Service of songs at Cooking Headquarters Church Trust. Date Thursday 20th February 2025. Time 4 p.m. prompt. Funeral service holds at Cooking RCC. And time on Saturday 22nd February 2025 at 9 a.m. prompt. May his soul rest in perfect peace with the Lord. Amen. Announcers Architect Samuel Nantan Jatam, Secretary to the Government of Plateau State and Chairman General Hussein Burial Committee.
Only God knows
And that concludes Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. Thank you for watching. I am...
Embrace the wisdom of our ancestors to explore the timeless wisdom of Nigerian proverbs. Proverbs are palm oil with kolanut last long in the mouths of those that love it.
I'm also happy to have you around because I was almost going to bed when you people knocked that I should come out and tell you some stories, and I'm happy to be here. You went to school today?
Yes, Grandma!
How was it in school today?
this king had a beautiful daughter, very pretty daughter, and he wanted the best man to marry her. Do you know what he did?
Why must we continue to hunt or to farm? Why can't I just eat, drink, or make merry with my friends? Haba Dala! Haba! Is Haba! The way you are thinking, is that even possible? Is it possible? Yes! Drink and even make merry with friends. You must first of all work. You must work for it. Haba! Wallahi, I think that is your own thinking. That is the way you see it. There must always be a way around all these things. There should be a way around it. Tell me why. Just tell me why, for that. In fact, as we speak now, I'm back. I want to check if the God of love will favor me. Look, Sam, I'm not in support of lazy boy. Why can't you queue up to your brother?